Hi, I'm Lisa Mena. I'm with CCSA's nutrition program, Spoonful, and we're here today in our Durham kitchen. During the Week of the Young Child, we like to focus on some of the benefits of including children early on in their nutrition education. And that's something we strive to do with our program. We like to include a wide variety of foods, fresh fruits and vegetables, and kind of emphasize some seasonal items from time to time, and give little activities with the children so they can start to be involved in different ways, not just at mealtime, but maybe in shopping for food items or growing food items, and even help prepare some simple things when they're very young. One of the things that we do each month is we pick a harvest of the month. It's something seasonal to North Carolina and often very much other places, and we highlight it at least a couple times on the menu if it's something a little more unusual. And it just so happens that this month we have a colorful choice for harvest of the month, and that's radishes. And radishes are not often something we think of in different ways. They're often just sliced red radishes in a salad maybe, or maybe they're on a vegetable platter. Occasionally you might see those where with a little bit of dip to put them in, and they're great that way. But there's also some different ways to enjoy radishes, and there's also different types. I've got a couple different ones here today. These are your typical red radishes with the tops on them. And one of the really cool things about radishes, especially with children, if you want some quick results, is there's something that you can grow. They're a root vegetable, just like a carrot would be, but they grow pretty quickly. You can grow some radishes in probably 1 to 2 months time, depending on the variety. And one way to do that is to save your greens. These greens can be eaten. They're perfectly edible. You can wash those and put them into a salad, but you can also save some of them. And just like you would root a potato or a sweet potato, which I think a lot of us have done, if you suspend that over a little cup or a dish in the water, eventually these will start to grow some roots, and some toothpicks will hold it up, or something like that. Once they have some roots, they can go into the dirt or some soil in a pot or in the ground, and you'll know when they're ready when you start to see your little colored part of the radish near the top of the soil, and that's when they can be harvested. So radishes are something that are nice and crunchy. They add some nice color, freshness, a little bit of a spice to dishes, and so they're great if you have them just sliced up like this in a salad. But you can also cook radishes. They're a root vegetable, just like a potato or a carrot is. And in the case of these really lovely watermelon radishes, these are very large ones. They can be smaller, like your typical red radish, but these have grown pretty big, so we're gonna treat them like a root vegetable. And I've cut some up here, just like you would a potato, and you'll see why they're called watermelon radishes. It's because the outside has a nice green tinge to it, and they're bright, bright pink on the inside. And they're like that whether they're small or large. So these are just tossed. These larger ones I did peel a little bit on the outside. They're tossed with some olive oil and salt and pepper just to taste. And these have a little bit of dill on them too. I've also thrown in some whole red radishes there. And I'm just gonna put them on a sheet pan, spread them out. If you can get the flat edges down. These are probably gonna cook at a total time, if you wanna do a 350 oven, I would say 30 to 40 minutes. What I'm gonna do with these is they're gonna cook for about 30 minutes. I'll check them to see if they're getting tender. And what I did on another batch that I'll show you is at the very end drizzled on a little bit of honey for just the last 5 to 10 minutes. That way it's not on there too long to burn, but it will give a little bit of sweetness to it too, and they'll get some browning and color on them. About halfway through you can stir them around so that you get color on different sides of them. But they can be served just like you would serve some roasted carrots or potatoes, but there's something that's a little bit brighter and a little bit nicer maybe when the weather's getting warmer like this. So this is the finished product, and you can see they've kind of cooked down a little bit, gotten a little bit browned, and then the honey on there, you can see that that's caramelized a little bit. But that's just a nice side dish. So during the week of the young child, try to visit a farmer's market with your children, or during the month of April and see all the new things. Spring is a great time to really get exposed to a lot of new vegetables and fruits. Strawberries will be around soon, but you can search for radishes of all different kinds. You can find some of these like we've seen here today, the red ones with the tops, the watermelon radishes. There's some long, thin ones that are half white and half red. And there's even some that are black on the outside. So you can see how many different kinds you can find while you're shopping, and then different ways that you can use them, whether it's a roasted vegetable in a salad, as a taco topping, or something that you can just invent yourself.